creating from a place of abundance is so much more fun. It's so much easier. It happens so much faster. So just really be aware of how are you pursuing your goals? Are you pursuing them from a place of lack? From constantly saying, I need to do more, I'm not doing enough? That's a scarcity mindset. My name is Nat, and I am your mindset coach, here to support you in shifting your internal world so that you're showing up that much more powerfully in your external world, specifically in regards to your business. On today's teaching, we're talking about abundance mindset and what does it mean to have an abundance mindset in your business. We're going to talk about how to shift out of a scarcity mindset, which a lot of you are operating on in terms of autopilot, and how to make abundance your new autopilot. We're also going to talk about specifics of what abundance looks like in regards to your messaging, in regards to your marketing, in regards to how you sell, in regards to the goals that you set in your business. So make sure you have something to take notes with, and let's go ahead and let's dive in. But before we do, just a really quick review of what we talked about the past couple weeks. The past couple weeks, we talked about burnout. We talked about how to create your own mindset routine. So I'm going to go ahead and tag the burnout video right here. If you haven't watched it, it was a really great one. And then I'm going to go ahead and tag the how to create your own perfect personalized mindset morning routine for you and for your business. I'll go ahead and tag that one right up here. So make sure to watch those. Make sure to go ahead and be intentional with watching those. They're jam-packed with so much value, and I would love to hear how it goes for you and how your homework goes. Let's go ahead, let's dive into today's topic about abundance. We're just gonna dive straight into things. So we're gonna talk about what does fear and scarcity look like in your business and what does it sound like. So many of you are not even aware of what it sounds like and what it looks like. It's just subconsciously playing in the back of your mind. You're not even consciously aware of it. So it is my goal that bringing it to your awareness, that's the first step in creating a new experience. Sometimes just awareness allows us to have a different experience. Sometimes we have to then consciously shift to reprogram what's running on autopilot, but awareness is a big first step. So we'll talk about what does it currently sound like to be in the fear and scarcity narrative in your business. We're going to talk about why is it that we live there mentally? Why is it that we're perpetuating fear and scarcity in our business? And then we're going to talk about how do we start programming our brains differently? How do we start thinking differently from a more abundance perspective in our business, and flip off the switch of fear and scarcity and turn on the switch of abundance. I'll also go through some different examples of what abundance can look like that is in contrast to the fear and scarcity narrative that's constantly running in the back of your mind. So let's dive in. What does fear and scarcity in your business look like? It sounds like this. It sounds like there are not enough people out there that want or need my help. They're just not enough. I can't find enough people that want to hire me and that want to work with me. There's just not enough people out there. Another one is there are not enough people out there that want to pay me. Sure, there are a lot of people out there that want a lot of free things. There's a lot of people out there that want a lot of inexpensive things. People don't want to pay me the amount that I'm charging for my services. There's not enough people out there that want to pay me. Again, the not enough mindset of not enough people, not enough time, not enough clients wanting to pay me, not enough effort. This not enough mindset is scarcity, not just in regards to money, but scarcity in regards to lots of other areas in your business. Here's another example of what fear and scarcity sounds like. It sounds like I'm not making enough money. Again, the not enough narrative. This is a common one I hear on so many client calls. I hit this goal, but what if I can't do it next month? Already fearing that you're not going to recreate it. Let's say you had your first 20K month. You're really excited, and then instantly after that, within a few minutes, you start worrying and shifting into scarcity about what if I can't recreate it next month. And of course, when we start going into the scarcity narrative, we don't feel as good. Our emotions go from up here to down here. We don't feel as good. We don't take as consistent action. We get discouraged. And then of course, you don't recreate it. But it starts from what it is that you're laying a foundation and what you're expecting in here with your mindset. So this is super common is, yay, I hit this goal, but what if I don't do it again? Here's another one that I hear a lot. Scarcity sounds like I only signed up 10 clients this month. I only made 10K this month. This only talk, and if you're talking about only this result, only this amount of clients, only this amount of money, that little only that's inserted in there, it's a scarcity word. It's a scarcity mindset, because only 5 clients could, on the flip side, be, I signed up 5 clients, and it could have the energy of abundance. 5 clients at your price point, 10x is a very different experience than only 5 clients. The only makes it a little bit more scarcity. Here's some more. I need to do more in my business. I'm not doing enough. I need to do more. I need to show up more. I need to sell more. I need to create more content. I need more. And when we're constantly aiming for more because we're not doing enough, or we think we're not doing enough, we're showing up from scarcity. And I'll talk about a different way to still aim for more, because we do want to aim for more. I'm always aiming for more money. I'm always aiming for more clients. I'm always aiming for more for my business, but I'm doing it from an intention of abundance. I'm doing it from a place of abundance, as opposed to doing it from a place of lack and from a place of scarcity. That's an important distinction. Some of you have the same goals. Some of you have the same aspirations with what you want to achieve in your business, but many of you are trying to create from scarcity as opposed to trying to create from abundance. Many of you are trying to reach your next goal from a place of, I'm not doing enough, I need to do more, whereas other people are creating and aiming for their next goal from a place of, well, I've already done this, let me go ahead and recreate it. Showing up from a place of fullness, creating from a place of an abundance that already exists. Those are 2 very different ways to create and to pursue your goals. And I'll give you a little bit of a little spoiler alert that creating from a place of abundance is so much more fun. It's so much easier. It happens so much faster. So just really be aware of, how are you pursuing your goals? Are you pursuing them from a place of lack, from constantly saying, I need to do more, I'm not doing enough? That's a scarcity mindset. A couple other ones are, I'm scared of not getting results. So shifting into scarcity with what we think we can do for our clients. And then finally, showing up from, I'm scared of being pushy on sales calls. This is also, I talked about shifting limiting beliefs around sales. I'll go ahead and tag that replay from a couple months ago. Really great teaching, strongly recommend it. But scarcity in regards to sales is expecting that people aren't going to buy, or scared that people aren't going to buy unless we are pushy, unless we're sleazy, unless we're pressuring them. That's rooted in an energy of scarcity. So those are some examples. I could come up with so many more. If there are any examples of scarcity that you think that you're living in that I have not identified, go ahead and comment them down below. I want you guys to know I'm always so open to do more and more teachings on things that I've already talked about and just expand on it. If you want me to do a teaching on, hey Nat, can you talk about shifting scarcity in regards to this aspect of my business? Comment down below. Let me know. Shoot me a message on Instagram. I love hearing from you guys. But those are the examples that I come up with that are the most common. And if you have any other ones, make sure you go ahead and comment them down in the chat. But let's go ahead and let's talk about, why do we allow fear and scarcity to drive our actions? Why do we allow fear and scarcity to take up space into our mind? And I've talked about this, and there's a pattern if you've noticed it, but if you haven't, that's okay. I'll tell you what it is. It's a protective mechanism. Limiting beliefs, procrastination, imposter syndrome, any type of mindset block, scarcity, the reason why it lives in here is because it's a protection mechanism. It has purpose. We don't just have anxiety for fun. We don't just live in a scarcity mindset for fun. We do it subconsciously because it's serving us in some way. And to a part of our subconscious mind, it's a good thing to live in scarcity because it protects us, it equips us, it maybe has served us in the past and we think it's going to serve us in the future. It always has purpose. And one of the most important things to recognize with this mindset work is that when we identify the purpose of a limiting thought or a limiting mindset, we can shift it by still fulfilling that purpose, but in a much more expansive, loving, helpful way. So scarcity takes up space in our mind because it's a protective mechanism, and our brain says, as long as I'm focused on the thing that needs to change, as long as I'm focused on scarcity, then I'll be able to get out of scarcity. As long as I'm focused on what needs to change and what I'm not doing enough, then I'll be able to achieve more and be motivated to get out of it. We think that it also, focusing on scarcity, prepares us for things getting even worse. When we're focused on how I only made $10,000 in my business this month, maybe to a part of us, it does motivate us to maybe not dip lower than that. But if we're constantly focused on trying to not go below 10K, then we're never going to exceed that, because that's where our focus is. So a part of our subconscious mind really has good intentions. It really just wants to keep us safe and protect us and equip us. But the truth is that there's so much better ways to be safe. There's so many other thought patterns, like an abundance mindset, that still keeps us safe, that equips us above and beyond what a scarcity mindset equips us with. So let's go ahead and let's talk about how we can do that, because our brains are amazing. Our brains have cognitive capabilities. Our brains can change and learn new things. Our brains can be rewired. And so we can rewire our brains to have the autopilot default be abundance and still fulfill those protective needs that that our subconscious mind thinks scarcity is fulfilling. How do we go about doing that? You guys are familiar with my pancake flip method. It's very similar with a few little tweaks, but it's really just similar in that we are recognizing a thought that's not serving us. We are recognizing how it's not serving us and choosing a different thought that's going to serve us instead. So step number 1 is I want you to notice when it is that you feel the scarcity thought. Notice when you feel this icky, doubtful, scared, scarcity mode that you're in. I will say, when I was first starting to do this work, I wasn't aware of it 100% of the time, but we don't need to be aware of it 100% of the time in order to start changing and creating new habits. Just a little bit more awareness than we had last week or yesterday is going to start teaching our brain something new. So step number 1 is notice when you're in that scarcity mindset. And sometimes we don't even know what it is that we're thinking in that moment, but we do know that we don't feel good. We do know that we feel worried about money, or we feel worried about our results, or we feel worried about our businesses. So step number 1 is just noticing when you're feeling a little off. Then step number 2 is identify, okay, what am I thinking in this moment? What am I worried about? What am I focused on in terms of scarcity? So that's the first flipping of the pancake. The easiest way to start identifying thoughts is to first identify a feeling. We can usually grasp a feeling, and then if we sit with that feeling a little bit, we can then find the thought. Whereas, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh no, it escaped. Oh, that's such a weird feeling. I don't like it. Okay, we've recovered. So we're familiar with the pancake flip method. And first thing in being able to identify the scarcity thought is just noticing a feeling. So step number 1, notice the feeling. Step number 2, identify the thought. What's the scarcity thought? Step number 3, is this helpful? No. And am I open to a different experience? Yes. We're open to a different experience. We flip that pancake. Step number 4 is what's the new thought? What's the new belief? What's the new perspective? What's going to be more helpful? And this is where the abundance thought comes in. And step number 5 is to reinforce. The more we flip that pancake, the more our brain is reinforcing neural connections. The more our brain is reinforcing a new way of thinking and making it a new habit to think in ways that are more abundant, as opposed to letting that first pancake before we flipped it, that first side of the pancake before we flipped it, to let that run the narrative. So reinforcing, constantly flipping that pancake when we're noticing those icky feelings and choosing a new thought, which really just takes 2 seconds. I would aim to do it like 2 or 3 times a day. See if you can flip that scarcity thought into an abundant thought 2 to 3 times a day, and do that as much as you can. But let's aim for 2 to 3 times a day minimum. So now I'm going to go through some examples of what's the new expansive thought, because we talked about a list of limiting thoughts. And now I'm going to go ahead and talk about what's the flip side of those thoughts? What is the abundant perspective on these limiting, scarce thoughts? So here's the first one. The limiting thought was, there are not enough people out there that want or need my help. Is this helpful? No. Am I open to a different experience? Yes. Boom, flipping that pancake. What's the other thought? There are above and beyond numerous people out there that need what I have to offer, and they need it from me. They need it from me, my personality, my expertise, and my unique way of utilizing these tools. I'm not able to be duplicated, and there's people out there who need me. Side note, a lot of people in the fitness industry, in the business coaching industry, and even in the mindset industry, they're constantly, I hear this a lot, my market's so saturated. There's so many people doing what I'm doing. BS, absolute bullshit. That's not true. There's only one you doing it in your market. And the sooner that you own that your own spin on things, your personality, your way of showing up and coaching and supporting and guiding is unique, and that there's some people who will resonate with you in your spirit, will resonate with you in your heart. The sooner that you recognize that, the sooner you'll be able to see how there is such an abundance of people who want you. They don't want any other coach. They want you because of your personality. Are there a lot of other mindset coaches out there? Some of them who've been doing this longer than me? Absolutely. But is there one Nat? Is there one person with my energy and my personality? Yes, there's just one. There's just one me doing mindset coaching. Do you know how many people hire me? This is the common thing that people say, Nat, I want to work with you because of your energy. I'm like, thank you, Lord. Of course they do. Because it's me. But I had to know that first. As I'm showing up in my content, as I'm showing up in this YouTube video, as I'm showing up in lots of different aspects of just building my business, I know that what I have to offer is valuable. And even if there's a million other people doing mindset coaching, there's just one me. And there's so many people that need me as their mindset coach because of who I am, because of my energy, because of my heart, and because of my spirit, and because of my unique collection of tools, because no one's doing mindset coaching the exact same way that I'm doing too. So snap out of it if you think that there aren't people out there who want to work with you, because there are people who need what you have to offer from you. Here's another example. The limiting scarce thought was, there are not enough people that want to pay X amount of money for my program. When we flip that, the flip side of that is, there are more than enough people out there willing to pay me. Most people are in an increasing income trajectory, and they can absolutely afford my services. Also, even if investing with me is a little bit of a stretch, they still get amazing results because of the investment. And I'm super big on this. I'm more than happy for someone who loves my work and really wants to work with me, but it is a financial stretch. I'm more than happy to break up payments for my program that's going to make it easier and more manageable. More than happy to. So if you're watching this video and you're like, ooh, it might be a little stretch to work with Nat, please still reach out, because I'm still more than happy to work it out for you. Because I've had coaches who've done that for me, and I'm so incredibly grateful that they did, because it made it so much easier on me financially to be able to work with them to space things out a little bit. So there are always going to be people who can afford my services. People are making more and more money every year. People are in an increasing income trajectory. There are so many people that can afford my services. And even if it's a stretch, it's still a win for people, because that investment is reflective of a big energetic commitment and a big exchange of them investing in the service and investing in coaching, and them also being really fully in it because of that investment. And then me as a coach making it easy as possible for them. There's no reason why someone couldn't be able to afford working with me. And they don't have to buy my highest ticket price or program. I have so many other things that can get them on that income trajectory. So it's a no-brainer for someone to work with me. That's the flip side of that pancake. Okay, I'm gonna go just through a few more. And if there are any that I don't get to that you want to hear more about, please just let me know. Comment below and say, hey Nat, can you do another just like mini video going through flipping the pancake on these scarcity thoughts? Just let me know. But this one is, which one is it? Sorry, I'm getting a little confused here. I only made $20,000 this month. The only narrative. Even though I'm not making as much money as I would like, I'm happy and grateful that I've made this amount. I'm happy and grateful that I've made 20K. And if I can make 20K this month, I can make another 20K. Maybe in 3 weeks instead of 4 weeks. I'm more than determined than ever to multiply what I've already done once. So instead of seeing this number of I've only made 20K and seeing it as an only and seeing it as a scarce number, instead seeing it as a reflection of potential number, as a reflection of what you can do. And if you did it once, chances are you can do it again and you can do it quicker. You can do it more efficiently. You can do it in a way that's even easier to be multiplied simply because you did it once. You do something once, it's probably going to be easier the second time you do it. Riding a bike, learning how to squat, learning how to salsa dance. It's the same with running a business in lots of different aspects. So the easiest way to flip that pancake is really see, instead of seeing it as I only made this amount, seeing it as if I can make this amount once, I can make it again. And sure, I'm not where I want to be financially just yet, and that's okay. But if I can do this once, I can do it again. I'm so excited to go ahead and do it again and to multiply it. Let's go through just one more. I only had 5 clients sign up. Very similar to the other one with the I only had X amount of money. Instead of saying I only signed up 5 clients or I only signed up 10 clients, the flip side of that is I signed up 5 clients this month. Yay! I'm so excited to sign up 5 more. I'm doing the best that I can in this moment. I celebrate the small steps while also making commitments to improve and expand. So you get to celebrate where you're at and create from that celebration and acknowledge that you can still do more from celebration. You don't have to create more from a place of lack always. Kind of like I mentioned at the beginning of this teaching. We don't have to constantly create from a not enough mindset. We can create from a fullness mindset of I didn't just only get 5 clients. I got 5 clients and I'm going to get 5 more. I'm so excited to get 5 more. That's proof that I can get 5 more. I want 5 more. From the 5 that I've already done, let me get 5 more times. Very different feel. And when we feel different about the way that we talk about our results, then we take different action. And when we take different action, we're then able to experience different results. So for your homework, I want you to identify what are 2 scarcity narratives that you're currently living in. And maybe they're examples of the ones that I've already given. What are 2 scarcity narratives that you're currently living in? And what's the flip side of those? What is the abundance perspective? And I want you to work on flipping that pancake 2 to 3 times a day this next week. And I want you to let me know how it goes. Shoot me a message on Instagram. Let me know how it goes. I would love to hear how it's going for you guys, how you're feeling better. Because you're feeling better, you're taking different action. Let me know how it goes. Let me know your main takeaways. And as always, if you're wanting more focused one-on-one support, I'm here to support you in that. Sometimes it's a little hard to be aware of what our scarcity narrative is. So I'm more than happy to support you in creating an abundance narrative and helping guide you in that process. I do offer just a one-time call. It's just a one-time thing. You can't do it over and over and over again, but you can get a one-time call with me to move some momentum, and then you can credit that one-time call towards long-term coaching with me. That's something that I like to do to just make it really easy for those of you that maybe are a little unfamiliar with me and my work, but still are feeling called to work with me. You can do a one-time call. We can work through things for an hour, and then you get a week of voice message support. And then once you start building some momentum and it feels like a good fit, you can then credit that payment towards long-term one-on-one coaching. So that's an option. Please comment below if you want me to send you more info on that, or that info is down in the show notes. Testimonials from clients that have worked with me, and then also a way to go ahead and shoot an application for long-term one-on-one coaching. But you can also down in the notes just buy that one-time one-on-one call with me. So that's available to you guys too. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I love hearing from you guys. And I will see you guys next week, every Sunday, 6 p.m. PST, a new teaching. Catch you guys then. Keep up the great work. I'm so proud of you. See you guys later.